Hi everybody and welcome back to I Can View This All Day, and today we are talking about The Incredible Hulk from 2008 starring Ed Norton, Liv Tyler, Tim Roth and a whole host of other people. In my ancient little decrepit old brain, I've never rated this film. This has always been kind of one of those Marvel, because it is technically MCU.
People say technically, but it is flat out. It's always been an MCU movie. It's just people just like to ignore it for some reason.
Exactly, yeah. So, and I've been in that camp. I've been kind of like, oh, it's not part of the MCU, blah blah blah. And I think it gets a lot of grief. I fucking loved this. I watched it from start to finish in one sitting, and it was bloody brilliant. It was up there. It was a damn sight better than Brave, Boring, Shitey World that we've just sat through. What did you think? Am I alone on this, or are you the same?
I've always been a stark defender of this film, and I don't know why it needed defending. I think it is, particularly going back to it now, really refreshing because at the time the MCU hadn't really established that tone that feels like every movie has now. I think that's like post Avengers. This is just a really great man on the run thriller. It sets up its villains. Yeah.
I mean, we even get that.
That was another thing that kind of stuck to me. Like the music stood out to me. I just think this is an absolute blast.
Stellar cast, doesn't miss a beat really with the cast for me. People, I think, laid a bit of hate on this and said, final act's just a CGI slugfest, big monsters hitting each other.
Exactly what I want to see out of a Hulk movie is him fight another big Hulk.
That's what I want. And I tell you something, that's what we've had too little of from the Hulk in the last 5-10 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like going back to the duality thing, he feels dangerous, he feels like a monster. Like that first scene of the Hulk in the kind of the soda factory is a horror movie. And I really just missed that. I'm like, you're watching this and you're like, this is so much better and more interesting than what they've done with that character since.
We've gone to this film fresh off the Ang Lee Hulk movie, which is freaking
shite. The only superhero movie as a kid I didn't like.
Yeah, because it's not a superhero movie. I don't know what the hell it's meant to be. But so we've gone off the back of that, and then we had he was like a cartoon luminous green Hulk, and then we jumped to this, and it's dark and gritty and like a dark olive green. He looks massive and he looks like he could eat you and shit you out. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He's huge. And I loved that element to it.
There's some minor tweaks I would make to the design. Like I like the darker green that they go for. I think he's too like muscular. Like I know like obviously it's the Hulk, but like he has like no body fat at all. Like you can see his tendons underneath his skin and stuff. And
he's a bit like myself.
Of course, yeah, just shredded beyond belief. I still think like the Avengers 2 look is kind of the best Hulk look for me.
Absolutely. And jumping back to the CGI, this film, how old is this film? When did it come out?
17 years.
How is the CGI in that better than the CGI in She-Hulk and in some of the recent Marvel outings?
It is bizarre. It's also just like watching this, it's funny thinking that like who faced repercussions for this movie and who didn't. So like Abomination goes on a big killing spree, murders like US soldiers, and he's just chilling in like a therapy retreat in She-Hulk, whereas you have what happened to Sam Stearns, like after that. It's just sort of like, I don't feel like the people who should have got the blame in this situation.
I mean, you've mentioned the Abomination there, Tim Roth, superb. I love him as an actor anyway. He plays a psycho particularly well. But I have to say, when he transforms into the Abomination, I was there for it. Again, kind of feels this is what I'm missing from the MCU at the moment. It felt like it had stakes. He wasn't shy. He's chucking people around left, right and centre. There's police getting smashed a bit. It felt like a threat. And the final showdown was what I want to see in the cinema. Blockbuster kind of stuff.
He's just a mean bastard, and I really love that. And I really appreciate because this was this came out a couple months I think after Iron Man, so there's a little nods to like Shield is mentioned, and that's actually a plot point. That's how they find them at some point. I think Nick Fury's name flashes on the screen. Stark Industries is mentioned at one point, but the like Tim Roth's story in it, Blonsky's story is like he's getting the super soldier serum, and I thought that was really cool. And I remember seeing this for the first time, the fight between him when he's still human and Hulk, where he's like doing flips around him and stuff, and it's like, oh, this is what Captain America's gonna look like. I thought that was really exciting. I just love when he kicks him just like nothing, and he just like ragdolls into a fucking tree.
I mean, you see, what is it? Is that all you got or something?
Yeah.
And it's just such a superb kit. I love it. Yeah, I absolutely love it. But I thought Tim Roth was amazing in it. I have to say, Ed Norton, I've heard and read a lot of stuff about Ed Norton that I think's made us not like him, because of some of the stuff I've read.
Yeah.
But he's phenomenal in this.
Great.
I mean,
just fantastic.
in terms of a kind of a downtrodden, pathetic, worn out by life Bruce Banner, he nails it. There's a scene where he's sitting on the street begging, and it's like, yeah, this is believable. This is what happens when your life's turned to shit.
Yeah, I like how he's portraying how he's just scared of turning as well. And I think that's something that the Mark Ruffalo version we've not really gotten. Like the first movie he showed up in Avengers, he kind of like says, I'm in control of this, basically. There's a couple like throughout the movie bits where he's like turns accidentally. But yeah, no, I think he portrays like the scientist brilliantly in this. Like it's funny because I do feel one of the reasons people kind of shun away from this movie is that there is that disconnect between him and Mark Ruffalo, where Mark Ruffalo is more quirky. I think Ed Norton has a little bit of that, but like I can't imagine Ed Norton as big as Smart Hulk sipping tequila with She-Hulk on a beach, like
eating tacos or whatever. Yeah.
We're so far removed from what this movie was,
Absolutely. I mean, for me, I think Ed Norton played a great role in this. It's a shame he didn't get to continue on. If I'm rating him, I think Ed Norton's my favourite Bruce Banner. Also, I have to say, great Stan Lee cameo in this. I love the bottle of juice.
It's so dark because it's always like a joke punctuation when you have a Stan Lee cameo, but in this one, it's like, yeah, he's crucial to the plot. He's the reason that the military finds Bruce in Brazil, but also just like, yeah, he drinks like gamma radiated soda and dies. I just think that's just such a funny role to put him in.
Only character that I have to say didn't blow us away is Liv Tyler as Betty Ross.
I knew you were gonna say that. It's like she's whispering at room normal volume. Do you know? It's weird the way she talks, like a bit like this. Where she's
like she's going to burst into tears.
Yeah.
Any second now, she's about to break down.
I still like her, but I know exactly what you're saying. I felt it as well.
Yeah. Craigie, James, if we were to ever start ranking with favourite scenes from Marvel movies, I think the scene in the cave with Betty and Hulk is one of my favourites. It just portrays that child of the Hulk. Do you know what I mean? That inability to understand the world around him. He's screaming and throwing things at lightning. I just think that's beautiful. It's a really good scene.
100%.
This is obviously kind of a prequel to Captain America Brave New World. I think they continued the story quite nicely. It was nice seeing some of these characters come back. I have to say, going back and rewatching this, it's really left us wanting a decent Hulk film,
Yeah.
Because we haven't had it for a long time.
But like you just have to reboot that character effectively. Not like even actors, but like you just have them get smashed on the head, and Hulk and Banner are two different people again, or something like that, because it's so far removed. But yeah, no, like I love, like this was the first thing I ever watched where I'm like, oh, I get the Hulk now. I get the appeal of it. I just think it's a fantastic thriller movie. It's exciting. A couple other things like William Hirsch, I just think is so good as General Ross. I think Ross is a phenomenal character. It's such a shame, he didn't get to kind of step into the big role of that character, like in kind of the newest movie. But yeah, no, like it's just, yeah, it's so well cast, so just so good. And I'm happy. I think people are kind of looking back on it now a bit and saying this movie's better than I think people have given credit for.
Absolutely. I hope so. So for me, great story, great acting, great special effects, good battle scenes, and a lot of heart to it. Much better than I expected. Okay, that's our retrospective review of The Incredible Hulk from 2008. I would really recommend people go and check that out. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.